Hello and welcome to my first tutorial on Ubuntu services. Today we're going to be talking about sort of a complex service, Postfix, how to configure it, and something for you to say, you know what, I have my own mail server. Or when somebody asks you for your email address, they're like, what? The first thing that we'll have to do is install the services. The service that we would install is Postfix. So as you can see, I'm currently logged into root. So we'll just run the command apps.get install Postfix. You can hit tab twice on this Ubuntu server, which I'm running here. Then as you can see, it'll bring up a couple of dependencies and whatnot. So we'll go ahead and configure this. And for this, we'll do an internet site. So it can be live. And then we'll just name this here Ubuntu 1 .net or .local. We'll do .local. And we'll enter, and then we'll let it do its thing. And it'll just take a little bit here. Alright. Next thing that we'll have to do is we'll go into the directory where it was installed. It's going to be etc postfix. And as you can see, there's a couple of files that are already there. The main file that we'll be in is main.cf. I'm going to go ahead and run a nano on that. And then here are the configuration options for the server. You can see there's quite a few of them here. The first thing that you want to do, make sure that your host name is correct. So in this case, we'll do ubuntu.local. Next thing, these are the destinations that your mail server will deliver to. So as you can see here, we'll change this here to ubuntu.local. By default, Postfix allows for mail relay. Basically what that does is if you open up port 25 on your router, anybody from the internet will be able to access your Postfix server and basically use you as a spam server, which is what the relay does. So right now, we'll just comment out the relay host, and we'll come back to that later, and we'll lock it up here. You want to make sure that your local networks are listed on here. We're going to take out the IP version 6 addresses, and then we'll put in our network, which is 10.network. And then we'll do the net mask of 255.0.0, which is what you see here. Mailbox size limit. Basically, if you wanted your users to have a size on how much data they can store, you can set it here in megabytes. So if I were to set that to 1, each user would have 1 megabyte of storage. 0 is unlimited. And then this here is the address or the interface that the server will listen on. So in this case, it's going to listen on all interfaces. So we'll do a Control X to get out of here, and we'll save it. And then we're going to reload the service. Basically, this reloads the configuration without having to restart the whole service. So you don't, if you're in a production environment or if you use this as your main email server, you don't want it to go down so you don't miss email in case the sender doesn't try to resend it if your server is down. So what we'll do here is we'll go into our server. We'll do a telnet locally. and we'll do that on port 25. So here is our mail server. And what we'll do here is we'll send a test email. Let's see here. Little rusty on the commands here. Let's see. Mail to. Let's see. Mail from. Okay, so we'll do from our cell or root first. At Ubuntu.local. So it'll give you the OK. And we'll do the to. We'll do it to Ubuntu. Or in this case, I have a username server2 at Ubuntu.local. So it gave the OK on those two here. And then we'll do our data. And here we'll do the subject. Nice and simple. And then you hit enter. And this on the next line is what would be in the body of the email. There we go. So in this case, generally you would not be sending via the command line, but this gives us a good idea as to how it works. So we'll go ahead and we'll log out of root here. And then as you can see, we've got mail. So we'll install this new service here, Mail Utilities. We'll go ahead and install. Wait for the install to finish here. And then we'll type in the command mail. And this will show us our inbox. So as you can see, it was delivered successfully here. And then also, if we go into our log folder, as you can see, there is a mail log file here. So let's go ahead and we'll go into that. So as you can see, there's you can see that started. It was there's our reload. This is how we connected. When we did that telnet. And here's our message. So it was from root. And this is who it was to server 2. And then this line here will let you know that it was delivered, the queue manager. So it was removed from the queue and then delivered to the user. So if you see anything else there, deleted, or sometimes if you have a spam filter, it will say that it was rejected, or there's other error messages that you could see there. But this is, a easy a mail server. Usually what you would do is, if you wanted to access this on your phone or some other device, you would need an IMAP server. What I like to use is dovecot. So we'll go ahead and log into root again. As I already entered my password, I don't have to enter it again, so I got right into root. Let's go ahead and install that service here. And I'll put the -y in here just so we don't have to enter a y later. So we'll do IMAP daemon as well as dovecot common. Hit enter, and it will automatically go in. These are very, very small services. So there it is. Let's go ahead and we'll go into the configuration. Etsy dovecot. And here is the configuration. Our main configuration file will be dovecot.conf. So let's go ahead and we'll nano that. There's a lot of stuff in here. Basically, well, we don't need to really deal with a whole lot of this unless you're really specific as to what your needs are. What we do absolutely need for this to run, we'll need it to listen on a port. So we'll have it listen on ETH0, or you can do all of them if your needs do need that. So ETH0 or all. This is what the so if you go into a manager that lists all your services, this is you can change this to anything, but the default should be just fine. Login greeting. If you're on a production server, you can use this. This is this company's server. Whatever your need might be. All right. Now you can use trusted networks if you're picky on to who can access it. So if you only want users to be able to access their email locally in your local network, you can just do 10.0.0.0 or whatever your IP is. 192.168.0.0. So that'll be the whole 192.168 network. And then that's pretty much it. And we'll start the service. They're all automatically started, so we'll restart it. So we get the new configuration. And then also, just to make sure that everything is running smoothly, we'll go into the syslog. And then we'll do cat on the syslog, just to make sure that when it did come back up, there were no errors. So as you can see, it didn't know what ETH0 was. So we'll go back into the configuration. And then we'll change that to listen to all interfaces with the asterisk there. So we'll go ahead and we'll save that. Now it should be running. So now you'll be able to enter either your domain name or the IP address of the server, which in this case is 10.0.2.15, and then you'll be able to log into the server. If you have your own DNS server, you can link your DNS here, so you don't have to have the users put in that IP address, which if it is in a production environment, hopefully you do have a DNS server. Ubuntu uses bind9 That's the latest version of DNS that they have out there. So if you wanted to link, in this case, ubuntu.local to 10.0.2.15, that's what you would use. You'd use bind to link the name to the IP address. We won't cover that in this tutorial, but the users that have a valid shell, so let's go into the Etsy and we'll open up the password directory. We'll do a cat on that. So in this case, the ones that have a valid user that's going to be server 2. As you can see here, is user number 1000. So they'll be able to use their login password that they would log into the system. They'd be able to log in to dovecot in with the same login information. So for the username, they would put in server 2, and then for the password, they would put in their password. That's pretty much all there is to dovecot and Postfix. If you have any questions, go ahead and send them via a comment. Otherwise, you'd be able to email me Slaytons, SLAYTONS, at slaytons, SLAYTONS.net. Hope this helped. Have a good one.